I thought my wife was cheating on me. I was wrong, and I wish I hadn't been. Throwaway, because this still feels unreal. I, 34M, have been married to my wife, Lena, 32F, for 7 years. We've never had a perfect marriage, but it was stable, predictable, safe. 3 months ago, I started noticing small things. She'd leave the house at odd hours. Her phone was always on silent. She started dressing nicer for errands. At night, she'd roll away from me in bed and stay up scrolling long after I fell asleep. I did what everyone says not to do. I checked her phone. There was nothing obvious, no dating apps, no explicit messages. But there was a contact saved as M. No last name, no profile picture, just short messages. On my way. Same place. Thank you again. My stomach dropped. I didn't confront her. I watched. Over the next few weeks, the pattern became clearer. Tuesdays and Thursdays, she'd leave around 8 p.m. and come back close to midnight. Always with the same calm, distant expression. Never smelled like alcohol, never flustered. That somehow made it worse. So last Thursday, I followed her. I felt disgusting doing it, but I needed to know. She didn't go to a bar or a house. She drove to the hospital. I parked across the street and waited. She went inside through the main entrance like she'd done it 100 times before. I waited for her to come back out. She didn't. After an hour, I went inside. I told myself I'd just look, just confirm. Then I'd leave. At the front desk, I asked for Lena. The nurse glanced at the screen and nodded like it was normal. She's in pediatrics. That didn't make sense. I walked down the hallway, heart pounding, until I saw her through a glass window. She was sitting on a tiny hospital bed, holding a little boy, maybe 6 years old, bald, pale, tubes running into his arm. She was reading to him. I watched as he leaned into her, like he'd done it 1,000 times before, like she was safe. A doctor walked up beside me. "You family?" he asked. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. "She's here a lot," he continued. "He doesn't have much." I didn't understand what he meant until Lena stood up and kissed the boy on the forehead. "I'll see you Tuesday, okay?" she said softly. He nodded and smiled. She turned and saw me. Her face drained of color. We didn't speak in the car. When we got home, she sat me down and finally told me the truth. 3 years ago, before we were married, she'd donated bone marrow through a registry. She was a match for a child. The transplant worked, but the cancer came back again and again. The boy, Eli, didn't have family that visited. His parents had lost custody after years of neglect. Lena started visiting just to check in. Then she couldn't stop. The messages from M. That was Megan, the night nurse, letting her know when it was okay to come see him. The dressing up? She wanted to look happy for him. The late nights? Because he was afraid to sleep alone. She'd kept it from me because she didn't want me to feel obligated, or scared, or resentful. I didn't think I could handle losing him, she said, so I pretended this was something separate. I cried harder than I ever have. I apologized over and over. She forgave me instantly. Eli passed away last night. Lena asked me to come with her to the hospital tomorrow to say goodbye. So read it. I was so sure my marriage was falling apart. Instead, I realized my wife has been quietly loving a child the world forgot. And I don't know how to carry that without breaking.